Veritas. It is 11 o'clock where you are.
It's 11 o'clock.
Tell us about your day.
It's exhausting. I had a very busy day, and usually I go to bed at 10 because I wind down, I do my meditation. And today I'm breaking the rule. So I'm trying to distract myself not to go to bed, not to sleep, because I'm afraid that I cannot join. So I'm trying to stay alert. I drank a lot of coffee today to be able to be there. Yeah,
You look amazing.
it's Thursday. Thursday, and it's a sad day because again, the war again, they were bombing a lot today. So unfortunately, it's a daily, like a challenge for us to live with like a normal life and in the same time, like realizing that it's not normal. And the situation is really bad. And every time we say it ended, it start again.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, since we have you right now, and you did mention the bombing and something that we did not experience at all
Yeah.
in our daily
In
lives.
the
Can you talk a little bit about that? And we are talking about women today and the power of women. You are living in this special place, which is in the Middle East,
in the
in
Middle
Lebanon, and in the middle of a war.
Yeah. For me, I was born in Lebanon all my life. I was born in war, and all my childhood, adulthood, even till now, I'm facing the war. So that's
Mm,
why we learn to be resilient at a very young age. And I don't know if it's the power of women because we have this empathy, compassion, and high intuition and faith. We keep going, we endure, and we always have something to give. And
mm,
maybe war also played a role in my life to be an entrepreneur at a very very young age. So it's a constant struggle, but in the same time you feel every challenge is a new opportunity, and every year you have more to give. And especially when I travel, I feel like people don't know what's happening in the Middle East, and there's misconception, and there is lots of like people don't know that there is war in the Middle East even.
mm,
So you feel like you have more a voice to share, and like you said, it's all about stories, human stories, to share what's happening in this part of the world, because I
mm,
believe we're all connected. And now more than ever, we feel like we're all connected.
mm.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that you're here. And if you would not mind sharing a little bit of your experience as a woman, and
Okay.
and
If you want my opinion, thinking about it as a woman, since I'm a child, I always feel it's about being human,
mm,
and we're all human being, woman or man, and I feel there is a difference between human being and being humane. What we're missing now is being humane.
mm,
When I say humane is compassion, is empathetic, is like caring for each other.
yeah,
And I feel the world is more and more getting lonely and disconnected. And the power of women for me is motherhood, is nurturing, is giving. So every woman has something to give, something to share. And especially women around the world and different continent. Every one of us has a story, has a certain creative wisdom that we need to share with the world. And this is how we can connect with each other. I don't know about you in Hawaii.
that this is amazing. Hold on, I will tell you guys who Rula is. So Rula is, look, she's amazing. I met Rula
In October,
organically. Yeah,
organically.
organically, and that is, I saw her on a big stage, and she was incredible. She was so passionate and so lovely and so herself. And I think she did not expect to be on the stage, which was lovely,
No.
again, in a way that she was just like, oh my gosh, I'm here. Um, and the moment I saw her, I said, I need to connect with her. And we connected at the end of
Yeah.
the night. And that's how I know Rula. But it's interesting because when we last talked, she introduced herself as a designer.
Yeah,
It was interesting to me because I think you are very much a person who creates a lot
yeah,
of different things,
yeah.
and you focus on connecting with people and with children. You carry such depth, presence, and wisdom in the way you move through the world. And I think so many women resonate with that quiet strength.
You know, because Olga, to be a designer, I studied graphic design and I became an entrepreneur at a very young age. And the beauty of being a creative person, like I always advocate about creativity, it's like you start from nothing and then you start again. It's similar to, you know, like in war when you lose everything and you have to rebuild
Mm.
again and start again. And you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
like you always
Mm.
live in instability, in constant crisis, but you always have to spring up again. And that's what I learned at a very young age.
Mm.
And creativity and imagination become my bread and butter later on. And this is why I want to advocate about this and share my life experience to kids. That's why I'm focusing now on my stories and picture book stories, like instilling my values, what I've learned in this life, and give them to kids in early ages.
Mm.
Because if we nurture creativity from early ages, we teach kids that they can create anything. They can be poor, they can lose anything, and they can rebuild themselves again. So, especially now that we're in a lot of consumerism society, kids are becoming too passive, too much connected to the internet, and they are losing their natural ability, like
Mm.
their innate creative expressions. So that's my mission.
And I want to give a little bit more to you, and that is you are a creative director and a
Yeah,
storyteller and a founder of two, at least two things that
yeah,
I'm aware of. You're dedicated to empowering the next generation through creativity,
yeah,
emotional expression, and meaningful storytelling from launching creative agencies
yeah,
and publishing houses across Lebanon. It's absolutely wonderful that you are joining us today because there's so many things that are happening in your life right now
yeah,
uh, that we cannot even imagine. And after the Beirut explosion, your
yeah,
work centers on helping children heal, imagine boldly, and thrive through the transformative power of art, books, and self expression. Um,
yeah.
can you tell us just a little bit about your latest projects and how you approach them?
The latest thing I did, since you mentioned the explosion of Beirut, when the explosion happened, actually the book is behind me. I'll share the book. I did an initiative for kids. It's called Book of Beirut, and it's a collection of 128 child who were affected by the explosion. Every child
Wow.
have drawn a drawing, and there is a QR code. You can hear their voice, what they wanted to share from their own experience from war. So it's like 128 collection
Mm,
of painting, of drawing, and then we did the art therapy. I created this tool which called the Pum Pum, and kids had to do art. It's like self-expression art to release all their anger and the negative emotions
that's wonderful.
on the painting. So it was really a great initiative, and it's
Mm,
still like when I talk about this initiative, it's like today. And this is what made me continue my mission, because kids are natively artists. You know, when you tell a child draw me, they directly take the pen and paper and draw. So art is their language. They can express themselves freely through drawing or painting. Lebanon, kids need art therapy more than ever. It's still something new. I know, like in the West, people are more exposed to art therapy.
yeah.
So we're trying to raise awareness about how much is important for a child to express. I know that the food and shelter are very important, but also to enrich the inner of the child and understand that there is a lot of trauma happening but we
Mm.
cannot see from the
From the
outside.
outside. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. So through art and painting and drawing, they can express this volcano of emotion inside them.
Mm.
Yeah.
We're today talking about women and women's presence in rooms where decisions are being made. You are very unusual for your space. You decided to be an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
and you were supposed to be someone quiet and someone very much in the background. And you're supposed to take care of the kids, but you decided to go a completely different route. So, why do you think, or do you think that women need to be in the rooms where decisions are made?
Like I said in the beginning, because I feel like it's that first, I feel there is imbalance. We need balance. We need both feminine energy and masculine energy.
Mm,
And we need both leadership and emotional intelligence in leadership. So I believe, I don't know, it's my personal opinion that women are more emotionally intelligent. They are, like we have this motherhood instinct in us. So we can give more with our compassion, with our empathy, with our intuition, with our creative wisdom. There is a lot to give. And again, it's not about being a man or a woman as much as bringing to the space and to the room human values that we're missing more than ever now, to be
mm.
humane, connect again to each other.
Something that you and I talked about a couple of days ago, when you're supposed to be a certain way, and then you decide to step up.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a chance or it's a destiny or it's something that I chose subconsciously to do
Mm.
this. How can I? Sorry, sometimes I try to find the words in English
No,
because
no,
I
of
think in
course.
Arabic and I try to translate my Arabic mind into English. Okay, my mom wanted a boy. When she delivered me, she was expecting a boy. I have two sisters and one brother, and I'm the youngest. So when I was born, she wasn't happy to see a girl. And of course, later on, it's a different story. But I don't know if subconsciously I wanted always to prove to my mom and to prove to my family that a woman and a girl can be as successful as a boy. And also my character helped me because I'm a challenger. I like to challenge myself. So I wanted to show that like I can do it. I can be an entrepreneur at a very young age. I can be a self-made entrepreneur. I can run my business and I can be successful. And I can prove that we're equal in the entrepreneurial mindset. And this is how I started my journey of entrepreneurship. And the more I went through this journey, the more I enjoyed it. And I felt it's something that I was born to do. And I'm not a traditional woman. I continued in my career, and a few years ago, after the explosion of Beirut, I
Mm,
did a shift in my career to do a publishing house for children because I saw a need in the education sector. I saw a need in the Middle East for something new to educate children about themselves, to educate them about the power of their own voice, the power of their creative expressions. And that's a new journey that I've been going through the past 5 years, and I'm also enjoying it. So I don't know if it's something that I was born to do, or we can say that every woman can be an entrepreneur, every woman can be a leader, even if she decided to get married or to be an employee. I'm not saying that all women should be entrepreneur, but in every situation we can be leader in our mindset, we can be leader in our heart, we can be leader in something that we're passionate about. And when we really are connected to our feminine energy, to our creative wisdom inside, and we have something to share with the world.
That's amazing. And I love it what you said. I'm also enjoying this. So it's like, oh, you're doing it and you're also enjoying this. I want to open it up to the people online. If you have any questions, because it is getting very late for
Yeah.
Rula. It is
Yeah.
11:22, and I do have
I
a
don't know
few.
if I cannot find words. I hope that I didn't say something.
Oh, come on. You can look at yourself. Listen to you. You can. You've been finding words and it's beautiful. But
Thank
I
you.
wanted to open it up to the people online before I ask my own questions.
I have a
When
question.
Yes, I know you do.
I'm sorry, I've been in and out because my Zoom is doing odd things.
No,
But
no, it's great.
can you tell me exactly where you are at the moment?
Yes, I'm in Lebanon, Beirut, Lebanon,
Yes.
in the Middle East.
I see. So you're in the middle of a war zone virtually.
Exactly.
Oh
Inside
my
the war zone.
goodness.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I have huge admiration for you to be able to do what you're doing and speak how you're speaking in the middle of a war zone. I think
Thank
I'd be
you.
down in a cave somewhere, not coming out. But
You.
well done. And you are a publisher of children's books, you
Yeah.
say? And those were the most beautiful drawings. And they are by the children themselves, right?
By the
You
children
illustrate.
themselves. I
Yes.
joined the 128 child who were affected by the explosion, who lost
Ah,
their houses, who lost their relatives, who
yes.
witnessed the explosion. So I
Yes.
gathered them together, and every drawing is instant drawing. In during the activity, children
Yes.
like started to draw what they felt, and also in the page there is the QR code with the voice of the child. So it
Oh,
was
that's
very
wonderful.
intuitive and very authentic and very raw, no
Yes.
filtering, that the child
Yes.
wanted to express, and he knew that his voice and his picture will be in the book. So for them,
Mm,
that everyone is seeing their drawing and their voice.
mm. Then you're really a therapist. You're a therapist for the children.
I do it intuitively, but
Yes.
it's in me. It's in my heart that I have something to give because I was born in war and I spent my childhood in war. And when I was 7, 8 years old, when we used to go to stay in the shelter, my neighbor was an artist. So she used to take me
Oh,
and support me in drawing, and like I used to do the Canva, the stitching. And
yes.
I grew up. That's why I've been activated at a very young age. I was introduced to art at a very young age and
Mm,
loved it because I love art and creativity. And that's why, fast forward, I studied in university graphic design, and then I
mm,
became a creative director. So my whole journey was in art and design and creativity. And I realized it's something we all have, but either we nurture it or we dim it. And the
mm,
more creative you are, the more you feel you have this faith in you, energy in you, optimism, because what is creativity is creating something out of nothing. So anything can be like a treasure for you, because every time we have a paper and a pen, it's a blank paper, but for us as creative people, we can
mm,
imagine a word on this blank paper. We're not afraid of the unknown. And I'm trying to support children. And when I opened my publishing house, it's been like 10 years. I went on a journey of self-discovery by myself, and I started writing my own story, autobiography story, picture book story. And when I finished the story, I said that that's my mission. I want to support every child from
mm,
early ages to really know who they are, to ask the question, who am I? What's my battle? Every one of us has a battle, an internal battle. What's my challenges? And what's my real discovery about myself? How can I empower myself? Because at the end, it's up to us, not my husband, not my brother, not my family, not my society. It's about me. When I am empowering myself, when I'm connected with my own voice, then I can share my voice with my community, and the same for the rest. And that's how the ripple effect of optimism, of love, of energy, how it can grow.
Another last question. Where do you collect the children from? From your neighborhood? From all over the place while you're traveling?
The children that I've collected in the book, they were from Beirut. I worked with the municipality and from NGOs of children. And the 128 child were specifically from the area where the explosion happened.
Thank you so much, Roula. Do we have any?
Rula, hi,
Please.
aloha
Hello.
from Hawaii. Hello, my name is Tusi, and it's just wonderful to to hear your story. It's so enlightening and uplifting, and it's amazing that you are there in the middle of a war zone. And I pray that for your safety and everyone around you, and that this will end soon. I just want to say how inspirational and inspiring you are to tell your story. And I also want to thank Olga for having this opportunity for women to tell their story, because I've always said and believed in my heart, and this is also from my grandmother, that women are powerful and we are
Yeah.
born with special gifts. We have unique talents. And oftentimes we tend to put those talents, those gifts, those things aside because we're focused on things, busy things in life that we forget, or we put it on the side and then we don't look back. I think we also need to encourage that it doesn't matter what age that you've come to a point where I need to find myself. I need to find myself. I think that should be encouraged and not be put aside and just keep it in a box and that's it. So I think your story should be told every day. I think there should be opportunities for women to listen, women of every age. It doesn't matter if you're 90,
Doesn't matter the
100
age.
years old, or it doesn't matter. You have a story to tell, you have experiences to share, you've got
Exactly.
beautiful gifts, and it's so inspirational to especially our young women. I'm focusing on women because I think we have such a unique gift that it complements the men as well. And like my grandmother always says, behind a powerful man
As a woman.
is a woman that
We have it in Arabic.
brings
We say in Arabic وراء كل رجل عظيم امرأة.
that
It's in Arabic.
that sounds beautiful. But but I just want to say thank you, and I'm really happy that
Thank
I'm
you.
sitting here listening to your story and listening to you, and I'm at awe to see you sitting there. You look so beautiful in the
Thank
midst
you.
of a war zone. This is
You know,
amazing.
Tuti, because that you said something really beautiful, that we have a gift. And because I'm in the war zone, there is, if you open the news, too much negativity. I cannot do anything about.
Yes,
I cannot change the war. I cannot stop the dictators from war. But what I can do,
yes.
shift reality. What we can do is, like there is negative, there is positive. The same.
Hmm.
The more energy positive is high, the more you can balance the negative. But if I'm gonna stay depressed,
Absolutely.
if I'm gonna stay like all the time on the news, I will I will be paralyzed. I will not be able to continue. And because of the explosion, I came up with the idea to do the publishing house, to do the book, to sit with kids. So every negative, if we take it as an
There's a
opportunity
positive.
and
Yes.
we take it as, like strength to rebuild ourselves, to spring up, then you learn something out of it. But unfortunately, like you said, lots of women, they know they have power, but they choose to shut it down. And
Yes.
I don't know about the West, but in the Middle East, it's more, for a woman is more about getting married, having kids, raising their family. So we shut down our empowerment energy. And me, I chose not to silence my voice. Since I'm a child, I always want to defend my ideas. And I keep on doing this because when I believe in myself a lot, and I believe in what I have to share. But because when an insight comes to you and it benefits you, you have to give it back to the community, to the world, because I found my gift and I want to share it. And I feel every one of us should go in a journey of self discovery. So instead of following others, I follow myself every day. I question myself every day and I keep on learning from myself why I did this, how can I empower myself, how can I do it better tomorrow. The more we get in love with ourselves again, the more we master ourselves and the more we can give back.
Absolutely. And one last thing I also want to add to that.
Yeah.
We women, and this is me, my own feeling, we are so powerful that, I mean, if we can carry a baby for 9 months and create this beautiful human being, we have the power and nurture it when it's born. That is when it starts. That's when we women start empowering our children and giving them those and letting them, like you said, think for themselves and not be afraid of failure and because that's, and strengthen yourself. I think that, and I've always said this, that it starts with us. It starts with the woman. That's where it starts.
The nurturer. She give birth. She nurtured the baby.
Yeah.
She's the start,
She's the start.
So
Yeah. So I think that message needs to be shared even more and more. It doesn't matter where we live in the world, but we all have this connection. We're all the same. So thank you, Roula. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tusi. This was wonderful. I have two questions for you, but it's getting really late, so I'm going to ask just one. If you could speak directly to women who feel disconnected, and it's very close to what we were just talking about, disconnected from themselves right now, women who feel they've become everything for everyone else but themselves, what would you want them to remember?
Remember their inner child. Remember the child they were when they were 6, 7 years old, what they used to love. Because, when you are a child, is when, if you remember when you were in this age, is when you really connect with your strength, with what was your talent, what you used to like to do. And you get out of the body, of the material world, of the look, the makeup, the outfit. It's about the core values, your innate trait, your personality. And there is no one who doesn't have anything that makes him or her unique. So there is something in every one of us that makes us unique. And when you really connect with your uniqueness, with your voice, you will really shine because we all have this light in us.
It's beautiful.
Like beauty is not only in the look, because we can all be tired. We put a little bit of makeup and we change. But what real beauty is inside. When you shine your light from within, you will shine your beauty even on your outlook.
And this is Roula Youssef. We will let you go to bed.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You were amazing.
Thank you, Olga, for having me, and hope to do another session earlier.
Yes. Absolutely will.